Okay, now friends, in this video I will continue with my question solving of simple interest. Now question number 1. Question number 1. Now it says that simple interest on a certain sum of money at the rate of 5% for 8 years is 840. At what rate of interest the same amount of interest can be received on the same sum after 5 years? This is a simple question. Now in this question the principal is rupees 840. I know many of you would be just looking at this question saying that it is very much easy, but still in the first case the interest is 5%, time period is 8 years. Okay, this is the first case, and obviously in the second case the principal is again 840, but the interest rate is I think not known to us. Yes, the interest rate is not known to us. We have to calculate the interest rate for the time period is 5 years. So the question solving becomes very easy. In this case the interest is 840 into 5 into 8 upon 100, and in this case the interest will be 840, and suppose the interest is I and time period is given to us 5 upon 100, and it is being said that the interest in both the cases is equal. So we are going to complete it. This 100 is cancelled out, 840 cancel out, and we will get I into 5 is equals to 5 into 8. This 5 will cancel out, interest will come out as 8%. This is the answer. Yes, as simple as that. It is a very easy question. Okay, now moving on to my next question of this video. It is also very easy. It says that interest on a certain deposit at the rate of 4.5% is 202.5. That is 4.5% interest. Simple interest comes out as 202.5 rupees at the rate of 4.5%. Now it is saying that how much will be the additional interest in 1 year on the same deposit of 5%. Now that is basically saying that if we calculate the simple interest at the rate of 5%, this is 4.5%, this is 5%, how much increase is there? 0.5% increase is there, plus 0.5% increase is there. So in order to increase this plus 0.5%, we can just say that this 202.50 is the interest earned. So 4.5% basically of principal is equals to 202.5. So how much will be 0.5%? 0.5% will be equals to 4.5% divided by 9. So it will be equals to 202.5 divided by 9, which will come out as 9 to the 18, 9 to the 18, 22.5. Now basically, obviously, in order to make this 4.5% as 5%, this make 4.5% as 5%, we have to add plus 0.5% in it, and for that we have to calculate this plus 0.5%. So what I knew that 4.5% of the principal was 202.5 interest, as it is given to us in the question, because this interest 202.5 is for 1 year. So obviously if I have to calculate 0.5% of P, then I am going to divide this 4.5 by 9, and so I divided here this 4.5% by 9, and after dividing I got 0.5%, and therefore the RHS, that is right hand side value, that is the exact interest for was 202.5. I also have to divide it by 9, so I get 22.5, and by this thing I can say that additional interest of 22.5 rupees is required to change it from 4.5% per annum to 5% per annum. So the answer is 22.5. okay, this is the solution of question number 2. Moving on to my new solution. Okay, question number 3. Now let me read it first. The sum invested at 5% simple interest. I will again repeat it. These all questions are written on my blog page. If you are looking this video at YouTube, just look in the description bar below the YouTube video in YouTube. There you will find the URL on where actually the questions whose solutions have been discussed in this video are listed. Go to those questions and then you can read the questions there also. Here I am reading it a bit fast because as I have already written the questions there, so here I am reading fast. A sum invested at the rate of 5% per annum increases to 504 in 4 years. The same amount of 10% simple interest per annum in 2.5 years will grow to. Okay. Now in this question number 3, suppose that the principal is P. Okay. And the principal is P, and when it is invested at the rate of 5% for 4 years, okay, then it increases to 504. So this 504 is the amount. Now for the amount, the formula is P plus P RT by 100. This I know. Okay, so it will become P plus P. What is the rate of interest? 5. What is the time period? 4 upon 100. How much it will become? It will become 1.2p, which is equals to 504. So how much p will become? P will become 504 upon 1.2. Just solve it. You will get 12 4 the 48, 12 to the 4, 420 rupees, 420. So what does principal becomes? Principal becomes 420 rupees. Now here, the same amount at 10% simple interest. Now the second question is that at this principal of 420, when we apply a rate of interest at the rate of 10% and a time period of 2.5 years, how much we are going to get the final amount? This is basically the question. So in this case, again this formula will be applied, P plus PRT by 100. By using this formula, I can say that 420 plus of 420 into 10 into 2.5 by 100. It becomes 420 plus of 420 into 25 by 100. This 25 4s are, and this 4 1s are 4, 105. It becomes somewhere around 525. Your 525 is the answer. I hope this thing is clear to you. It is very easy. If this was the first case, on the basis of the information given in the first case, I calculated the value of the principal, and I used that value of the principal in the second case. And in the second case, rate of interest 10% and years 2.5 years are given, so I got the final amount as 525 rupees. Moving to our next question. What will be the ratio of the simple interest earned by certain amounts at the same rate of interest for 6 years and that for 9 years? Again, it is very important. You can only say it that suppose the principal is P and it is saying it at the same rate of interest. So in both the case, the principal is same, the rate of interest is also same, and obviously the time period is different. In one case it is 6 years, in one case it is 9 years. So in the first case, simple interest will be P into R into 6 by 100. In the second case, the simple interest will be P into R into 9 by 100. Obviously the ratio will be 6:9, 2:3, 2:3 is your answer. It is given in the question, 2:3 is my answer. Now the biggest thing is that this question is easy. Now let me a bit improvise in this question. Okay, this is a very easy question. I am not sure that this question you will find in SSC CGL or not, but there is one question which can be found by improvising the conditions given in this question. I will like to make a note to you here that the question which is already mentioned in the blog, the solution is this only, but now I am making a question that suppose we have to find out the ratio of the amount, obtained. In that case, what I should do? This is the question. In that case, amount will be A1 upon A2. Suppose here the amount is A1 and here the amount is A2. Now what will be the amount? Amount here will be P plus P into R into 6 by 100. And here the amount will be in the second case P plus P into R into 9 by 100. Okay. So how much it will become? Just think about it. How much it is going to become? It is going to become something like this. 1 plus 6R by 100 is 2. 1 plus 9R by 100. This is basically this is going to become in this case. So in this case we can say that the ratio is cannot be determined. Ratio cannot be determined. This is the improvisation of the original question. In this I have asked the ratio of the amount obtained. The ratio, for finding out the ratio of the amount obtained, we should know the exact value of the rate of interest. We should know the exact value of the rate of interest. If we do not know the exact value of the rate of interest, it is impossible to find out the ratio of the amount obtained, but the ratio of the simple interest obtained we have calculated. Moving forward, next is also a very easy one. Fifth question. There are three conditions here, and the principle in all of this is same. For first 3 years, the rate of interest is 6%. For after the 3 years, for next 5 years, the rate of interest is 9%, and beyond that, beyond 8 years, the rate of interest is 13%. Okay. Now obviously suppose the principal as P. Okay, suppose the principal as P. So for the first 3 years, the rate is 16%. So what will be the interest? As it is simple interest, for the first 3 years the rate of interest will be P into 6 into 3 by 100, that is 18P by 100. This will be the rate of interest for the first 3 years. Okay, first 3 years. Now next 5 years, as given in the question, it will be P into 5 into 9 by 100. It is why I am going to do 45P by 100. And what is the total time duration given in this question? The total interest paid to him at the end of 11 years. So for the total time his amount has been invested is 11 years. This is 3 years, this is 5 years, this is total 8 years. For how much time he is invested? 11 years. So how much time is remaining? 3 years. So the third condition applies for 3 years only. So for the last 3 years, the interest earned by him will be P into 3 into 13 by 100, 39P by 100. Now we are going to add all of these. 18P by 100, 45P by 100, 39P by 100. What we are going to add? 18 plus 45 is how much? It is 63. And 63 plus 39 is how much? It is 102. 102 P by 100. This is what we have got. We have got 102 P by 100. Now this is 102 by 100 is that quantity which we have obtained in terms of P, and this is in the original question being given equal to 8,160 rupees. It has been given equal to 8,160 rupees. So equating it with the value that has been given to me in the original question, 102P by 100 is equals to 8,160, and if you are going to solve it, you will get 8160 into 100 upon 102. This is somewhere around 80. It will come out as rupees 8,000. What is will be your answer? Answer, that is initial principal was 8,000 rupees. So how much money did he borrow? He borrowed 8,000 rupees. This is our answer. Next is question number 6. Okay. Now next question. The simple interest on a sum of money will be rupees 600 after 10 years. If the principal is tripled after 5 years, what will be the total interest paid at the end of 10th year? Now for 10 years, the simple interest is rupees 600. As it is simple interest, for 1 year the simple interest will be rupees 60. I am assuming that you have properly read the question. For 1 year I am assuming the simple interest as rupees 60. Now if the principal is tripled after 5 years, that is for the first 5 years, there is no change. For the first 5 years the principal will be rupees 300, because for 10 years it was rupees 600, then for 5 years it will be rupees 300. and after 5 years the principal has been tripled. So this is simple interest. So basically, if this is a question of simple interest, if the principal is tripled, simple interest will also be tripled, obviously. So for 1 year at the original principal P, suppose P, the interest was 60. So after 5 years, the principal has been tripled. The principal has become 3P. So obviously, the interest will become 60 into 3, 180. So that is after 5 years. From 6th year onwards, my per year principal will be rupees 180. 6th year onwards, my per year principal will be 180. And from 6th year to 10th year, per year is 180. So 180 into 5 is 900 rupees. So for first 5 years, principal was 300. For second 5 years, the principal is 900. Overall, I will get a principal of 1200 and my answer will be 1200. This is the solution of this question. Your answer is 1200. I hope this thing is not making you very much uncomfortable. Moving on to my next question, you can always clarify the doubts in the comment section below. Kindly note that whatever doubts you are clarifying, kindly clarify in the comment section of my blog. I will not reply to your comment in the YouTube section. I will reply them in the blog section because I regularly don't visit YouTube just for uploading videos. Now question number 7. Simple interest on rupees 10 for 4 months at the rate of 3 paisa per rupee. So 3 paisa per rupee. So obviously for 1 rupee it is 3 paisa. And how much rupees it is talking about? It is talking about 10 rupees. So for 10 rupees the interest will be 30 paisa. Okay. So obviously for 1 rupees was 3 paisa, for 10 rupees it will be 30 paisa, and for 10 rupees it will be 30 paisa per month. And how much month we are talking about? We are talking about 4 months. So we can say that on 10 rupees, if we are getting an interest of 30 paisa per month, so for 4 months we will get 30 paisa into 4, 120 paisa, 1 rupees, 20 paisa will be your answer. This is not a very difficult thing. Moving to my next question. Question number 8. Okay, an automobile financer claims to be lending money at simple interest, but he includes the interest every 6 months for calculating the principal. If he charges as an interest rate of 10%, effective rate becomes. So obviously, he is claiming to be his interest as 10% per annum. 10% per annum. But what he is saying that he is charging the interest every 6 months. He is charging the interest every 6 months. So obviously, after 6 months, it will become a compound interest. After 6 months, it will become compound interest. So basically this is not a question of simple interest, it becomes a question of compound interest. It becomes a question of compound interest. Because in this question it has been intentionally said that but he includes the interest every 6 months for calculating the principal. So suppose we break this year in 6 months and 6 months. Suppose his initial principal was P, and obviously for 12 months if it is 10%, then for 6 months it will be 5%. So for the first 6 months the interest applicable will be 5%. So suppose for first 6 months I am calculating, it came out as something like this: principal as P into 5 by 100, and the amount at the end of 6 months will become how much? It will become 1.05p. So this becomes the amount. As he has said that for the 6 months whatever interest he is getting, he is added it to his principal, obviously then it becomes the amount. Now on this amount the principal will be calculated again. So it will become 1.05p, again 5 by 100, and in this the original principal, that is 1.05p, will be included. How much we will get through it? 1.05p plus of, just calculate it, it is somewhere 5.25 5.25 5.25 by 100, it becomes 1.05p plus of, just calculate it, becomes 0.0525p. When you are going to add this, you will get it 1.1025p. So this thing has increased from p to 1.1025p. There is an increase of 0.1025p with respect to p. So percentage increase will be 0.1025p upon p into 100, that is 10.25%. This is the increase, effective increase. Because basically this is not a question of simple interest, it is a question of compound interest, because at the end of every 6 months the interest is being added to the principal. Now suppose, just imagine that in the percentage video I told you one thing. In the percentage video, one concept which I told you was that of successive percentage increase. So you can also understand in the terms of successive percentage increase. For every 6 months the percentage is 5, and for next 6 months is again 5. So I told you a formula, a plus b plus ab by 100 of successive percentage increase. You have to just apply it here. So supposing a as 5 and b as 5, it will become 5 plus 5 plus 5 into 5 by 100. Through this method also I am going to reach 10.25% only. So I, just by using a plus b plus ab by 100, I can say that the interest coming out is 10.25%. Basically this is compound interest. This a plus b plus ab by 100 we will use in compound interest. And maybe at this point of time you are not able to understand why I have used this a plus b plus ab by 100. So if you are not able to understand this second method, if you are not able to understand this second method, then please at this point of time don't rely on this method. But as with a lot of practice, just use the first method here, and after using this type of questions for around 100 to 200 times by this first method, you will automatically get to know that why I am using this a plus b plus ab by 100. This I am using a plus b plus ab by 100 because this 5%, when it comes in the context of compound interest, then basically it is successive percentage increase. That is, for suppose we take an amount of 100, for 5% it will be 5 rupees extra, and after 6 months it will become 105, and obviously now the principal for the next 6 months will be 105. So this is basically not simple interest and compound interest. That is why we are using a plus b plus ab by 100. If you are not able to understand a plus b plus ab by 100, kindly go back to my percentages lectures and listen them carefully once again. Moving forward to my 9th question. A sum of money at simple interest amounts to rupees 815 in 3 years and rupees 854 in 4 years. The sum is, it is very easy, to 815 in 3 years and to 854 in 4 years. This we are talking on the basis of simple interest. So obviously 815 in 3 years, 854 in 4 years. Obviously the base amount for calculating the simple interest would have been the principal, which would have been 3 years back from this 815 amounts, because this 815 amount has become after 3 years and this 854 has become after 4 years. Now there is a gap of 1 between these two. So if we are going to subtract from 854 this 815, I am going to get 39 rupees, and this 39 rupees is the principal at simple interest for 1 year. This is the same principal at simple interest for 1 year, because obviously when we talk about simple interest, it doesn't matters that we are talking about the 2nd year or the 5th year or the 8th year or the 10th year. For every year the simple interest is going to be same. So after 3 years if the amount is 815, and after 4 years if the amount is going to be 854, so the difference between the 3rd and the 4th year amount is the simple interest of 1 year, and that comes out to be rupees 39. Okay, so this is the interest of 1 year. For 3 years the interest will be how much? For 3 years the interest will be 3 into 39. It will be 117. For 4 years the interest will be 4 into 39. It will be 4 9s are 36, 4 3s are 12, 156. So obviously for 3 years the interest will be this, for 4 years the interest will be 156. Obviously this 815 amount is after 3 years, so if I am going to subtract 117, that is, if I am going to subtract the interest of 3 years from it, what I am going to get? I am going to get 15 minus 8, and then here comes 9, here comes 6. 698 is the amount, and this 698 is my answer. Similarly, this 854 is the amount that I got after 4 years of interest accumulation, and for 4 years the interest accumulation is 156. So I subtract 156 from it, and I will again get 698. So basically what I am doing is that from this 815, which was the interest amount after 3 years, and from this 854, which was the amount after 4 years, I am subtracting this 117, which is the interest of 3 years, and from the second quantity I am subtracting 156, which is the interest of 4 years. By doing this, I am going to get the original principal that was at the starting, and that was rupees 698. This is my answer of this question. I hope you got this point, and even if you have not got this point, in the next 2 questions you will get this point. A sum of money net out of simple interest amounts to rupees 720 after 2 years and rupees 1020 after a further period of 5 years. Then the sum is, obviously after 2 years the sum is becoming 720 years, and after these 2 years for more 5 years, that is after 7 years, it is becoming 1020, because it is saying after a further period of 5 years, that is further than 2 years, so it becomes 7 years. So obviously the interest accumulation at the rate of simple interest for 5 years is 1020 minus 720 comes out as 300. So for 5 years, if it is 300, 1 year it will be 300 by 5, 60. So for 1 year it becomes 60. For 2 years it will become 120. For 7 years it will become 420. Now obviously, let us write toward what 720, 1020. This 720 was the amount after 2 years. This 1020 was the amount after 7 years. If from this 2 years amount I am going to subtract the principal of 2 years, the principal of 2 years is 120, then we will going to get 600. This is the answer. And if from this 1020, this 1020 is the amount after 7 years, if I am going to subtract the principal of 7 years, which is 420, I am again going to get rupees 600, which is the answer. So my answer is 600. I am just calculating it by 2 cases in order to make this thing more clear to you. Obviously you have to use only one method. Either you use this 720 amount or you use 1020 amount. The answer is going to be the same only. In order to make you understand things here more clearly, I am telling you by both the cases. By the case of 720 also, and by the case of 1020 also. I hope you are getting this thing, and if you still are not getting, then I will tell you one more question of this sort again, and it is a bit difficult, not difficult, a bit calculation wise more, and it is on the same pattern only. This is the last question of my simple interest, and I think that after this question you will be a bit more clear on this thing. I am just hoping that you must be clear up to a bit of level by right now, because I have told you almost the basic in depth of simple interest, and even if you are not able to understand this thing in the first time, watch it again and again, and if you are going to watch it again and again, you will definitely understand it. Next is the sum of money amounts to rupees 9,800 after 5 years and rupees 12,005 after 8 years. At the same rate of simple interest, the rate of interest per annum is. So 5 years it becomes 9,800, okay, and after 8 years it becomes 12,005. Okay, now obviously it is at simple interest. This whole questions are at simple interest. So 5 years the amount is 9,800, 8 years the amount is 12,005. So if we are going to subtract this 12,005 from this 12,005, 9,800, what I am going to get? I am going to get 2,205. This 2,205 is the interest of 3 years. Because 12,005 was the amount of 8 years, 9,800 was the amount of 5 years. So if I am going to subtract, we are going to get the interest of 3 years, that is came as 2,205. So the 3 years interest is 2,205. So obviously the interest of 1 year will be 2,205 divided by 3. 3 7s are 21, 3 3s are 9, 3 5s are 15, rupees 735 per year. Now we got the simple interest on a per yearly basis as 735. Now this amount was after 5 years, this amount was after 8 years. Now in order to calculate the rate of interest, we need to know the basic amount which was at the starting. So in order to know the basic amounts, from this amount we have to go 5 years back, and from this amount we have to go 8 years back. So I will choose going back 5 years from this amount 9800. If 735 rupees is the interest per year, so for 5 years the interest will be 735 into 5. It will be 5 5s are 25, 5 6 are 15, 17, 5 7 are 25, 3675 rupees. So for 5 years the simple interest will be 3675. This 3675 is already included in 9800. So in order to get the base amount, that is the principal, I am going to subtract this 3675 from 9800. And after subtracting I will get as 25, and from this 7 I have 6, I am going to get 1, and this is the amount I got, 6125. 6125. This is the base amount, this is the principal, initial principal. This is the initial 6125 is the initial principal. Now it is very easy for us to get the exact interest rate, because we know that interest is P into R into T upon 100, and the principal for 1 year is 735. So obviously this time period becomes 1. Principal is already told to us 600,125 into R into 1 is equals to 735 upon 100. So R becomes 735 into 100 by 6125. It becomes 25 4 is 100, 25 2 is 50, 25 2 is 50, 25 4 is 100, and 25 5 is 125. And if we are going to multiply this amount, this will cut out by 3, and 3 4 is 12. Answer is 12%. This is the rate, and this is being asked to us. And the question it is being asked, the rate of interest per annum is 12%. The thing you have to remember is that this 5 years 9800 was the interest inclusive of 5 years of interest, and this 12,005 was the amount inclusive of 8 years of interest. So obviously by subtracting these two amounts of 5 years and 8 years, we got 3 years simple interest, that was 2205. So per year interest came out to be 735 per year interest, or obviously per year interest I calculated the interest for 5 years, which came out to be 3675. I subtracted this amount of 3675 from 9800, and I got 6125 as the principal. And obviously the initial amount was 6125, and on this amount I was earning 735 as the interest. So by using this formula, PRT upon 100 is equals to interest, I calculated the rate of interest is 12%. I hope this thing is getting more and more clear to you. I will meet you in my next video.